Who's here with us today to talk about the research center. Some of you were there, gave your thoughts and opinions. They are still taking those thoughts and opinions if you were present and still have some questions. I'm either here to receive them, or you know how to get a hold of your council member, because many of them were handing out their cards, or their chief of staff were handing out their cards. I also want to thank Bob, who gave an oral history of his life growing up in a family that built railroad tracks, and his Korean service. Thank you so much. I'm also will be reaching out to some of you all who have signed up to do an oral history, so that we can start again gathering those collections. Those of you who went out to visit to the meeting saw how the Archive Center is going to come along, and so we need to have a nice, vast collection to display for all the future generations that are going to go out there and visit it. Remember, this is an Archive Center and a research center that's going to be open to the public, and the goal is to be able to share our history and our contribution as Hispanic Latinos and what we did to contribute to the Houston Society and the state of Texas in general. That's it. Thank you.
We're working with them to get them some VA benefits and also to maybe get their house remodeled by the city. So we're working real hard on that. But she's going to tell you a little something about it.
I'm Gracie Barrio, the daughter of a Marine. He passed away in July, the end of June, and we buried him in July. It took us a while because it was hard to get his DD-214, but we finally got it, had him put down into the cemetery at Barrio. It was been a struggle having to see my mom and helping her out with her bills, and then helping my sister with her bills. Being I'm on a set income myself, I've stretched myself out. It's been a blessing because whatever was given to us, I contributed to my mom and my sister, so it helped tremendously. When anything is donated, I share among my siblings, because it's 5 of us. Actually, it would have been 3, but my parents adopted my brother's 4 children, so that actually made us 7 in all. So with that being said, I help them along with that. So whatever is given and donated, I help my mother and my siblings with that. Whatever it is appreciated very much. I truly appreciate it. We do have just a little bit of pictures of what we had before. We were going to bring the flag, but my sister forgot to ask my brother for it and put it in the storage, so that way it's protected with the plastic over it. It's the flag that he had gotten from the Marines, but it was special ordered for my dad. But I will bring that on next time, for sure. I do appreciate allowing me to speak on behalf of for my sister. She's limited, she's had a stroke and an aneurysm, so it's been a struggle, and I've had to help her 80% of the time. But thank you very much for allowing me to speak. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Oscar Gonzalez. I'm from Colonia Villa, 5th Ward, Tuffley Park. I spent 30 years at the Sheriff's Department. I retired. I'm coming out of retirement, and I'm running for Lena Hidalgo's position. I'm not doing this for fame, fortune, and glory. Glory needs to go to God. I'm doing this because people need protecting.
Amen.
You don't need another politician, you need a warrior. The crime is horrible. How many bodies have they pulled out of the bayou? That's the reason why I'm doing this. So, looking forward to seeing y'all. If y'all have any questions, I've got cards, my number's on the back. You can call me direct. A little history, the wife and I, we help kids in CPS care. We do adoption days. We help veterans. We help elderly. We rescue animals. So that's the kind of people we are. And my moral compass won't let me sit on the sidelines knowing I can do something. That's the reason why I've jumped into the race. Thank you. Give a big hand, big hand.
My brothers and sisters, the Barrio boys. Did you know that today is National Taco Day?
So you have to ask yourself, what is the best taco in the world? And only you know. And it doesn't include peanut butter. Again, I'm Michael Lang and I'm running for Texas Comptroller. What does a comptroller do? It's about your money. It's about jobs. It's about the Texas economy. It's about moving it forward. But it also has a lot of other things. One of the things is, anybody familiar with school vouchers? Anybody think that's an issue for you? $1 billion of your money is going to be spent on school vouchers next year. But guess what? Who controls that $1 billion of spend? The comptroller. Who hires the people that are going to run that program? The comptroller. How much will that program cost you next year, the people of Texas? How much will it cost you to run that program? $50 million. It's $1 billion next year. By 2030, it's estimated the cost of that program will be $5 billion of your money. And how much will that cost you? $250 million. I'll end with this. The comptroller runs all this money. And who has the comptroller just hired to run this program? Was it a company in Texas?
New York.
It was a company in Pennsylvania. And guess who owns that company? A person that gave Greg Abbott $6 million in contributions last year. That's the current comptroller. We deserve better. I'm Michael Lang. Let's make this much more effective and let's make it work hard for the people of Texas. Thank y'all.
City Council, I'll always be grateful for that. I'm a member of this group, proud member of this group. Let me first say that, Gracie, I'm very sorry for your loss, and I'd like to discuss with you what maybe the city can do, if anything, to help you with your situation. But I want to say there's an important election coming up. As you know, in a couple of weeks, we're going to start to have the opportunity to go to the polls and early vote, right? So you've got CD 18 on the ballot if you happen to live there. There's some school board races, there's some constitutional amendments. For my purposes, most importantly, there's a seat on city council, right? To add a replacement for the council member who currently holds at-large position number 4. At-large means you serve the whole city, like I do. I serve the whole city, this district and every other one in the city. So this is important. I want to work with someone who's fair and honest and smart and hardworking. And so take this race seriously. There are 15 candidates in that race. So when you go to the polls, you're going to see a long list of people. So please do your homework and find out who they are. You have 2 of them here this morning. One is Mr. Boykins, who's going to speak to you. Another is Alejandra Salinas, who's been here before and is here again. Take the time to talk to them, investigate who the other candidates are, and pick the one that you feel is best to help lead our city. This is a critical time in our city's history. We have a lot of issues. We're working on them. I think the mayor's doing a great job. And he and I are lockstep on a lot of things. We don't always see eye to eye, but most of the things we're together on. And that's what we need right now to keep the city going in the right direction. So I'll turn the mic over and let the rest of the program go through. But I just want to say thank you for your service. I know most of you are veterans, and I appreciate what you've done for our country and how you've helped ensure the freedom that we all enjoy. So thank you very much. Have a great day.
Let's give her a big hand.
Good morning, Barrio boys. How y'all doing today?
Good.
All right, very good, very good. You all know me. I've been here several times before. My name is Alejandra Salinas, and I'm one of your candidates for Houston City Council at large in the special election this November. I don't know if you all know this, but we have not elected a Latina citywide in this city in over 30 years. So if I win this race, it's a wonderful opportunity to bring back much needed representation for our community. But you shouldn't just vote for me because I'm a Latina. You should vote for me because I'm the most qualified candidate in this race. And there's a simple reason why. I have spent the last 20 years of my life taking on big fights and getting things done. I was the first Latino to lead the College Democrats of America, where I worked with President Obama to organize young people all over this country, and had the privilege to be the first College Democrats president to speak at the 2012 Democratic National Convention. I worked on Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign, and for the past 8 years, almost 9 years, I've been a trial lawyer and now partner at Sussman Godfrey, the top trial litigation firm in America, where I was the second Latino to ever make equity partner at the firm. And at that firm, I've taken on some of the biggest companies in the world and beaten them. And I've also had a tremendous pro bono practice, including representing Lena Hidalgo and Tanisha Hudspeth and others when the Republicans tried to overturn our election. We fought back and made sure that your votes were secured. I'm running for City Council to bring that fight to City Hall, to make sure that all Houstonians, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, are treated with dignity and respect and equity. And I'm gonna fight that fight, and the reason why I'm best equipped to do that is that's what I do in the courtroom every day. I understand when to fight, I understand when to build consensus, and I've learned from some of the best lawyers in the country how to do it. I've learned it from my over decades experience in politics. You don't have to take my word for it. My campaign has been endorsed by more Democratic elected officials, organizations, and labor unions than any candidate in this race. We have the support of the Texas AFL-CIO. We have the support of many of the people that represent this area. We have the support of, and of course, of incredible Latino officials like Sylvia Garcia, Adrian Garcia, Mario Castillo, Joaquin Martinez, Cristina Morales, Ana Hernandez, Penny Morales Shaw, the list goes on. I would be so honored to have your support, and together we can move this community forward. Thank you so much for your time. Alejandra Salinas.
Hi everyone. Congratulations for being here another day. Sorry I'm running late. Sonia Rivera running for Houston City Council. I had to get my bearings together. Sonia Rivera running for Houston City Council at large for. It is a special election, as you all know. It's really important that people get out to vote. Early voting starts October the 20th in just a couple of weeks. What I want you to do when you get out there to vote, though, is ask yourself, who's always been here in your community? I love that one of my opponents is out there giving out food. I think that's a wonderful idea, and our communities need that, and I praise him for that. But I do want you to ask yourself, who's been here every day, day in, day out for the last 8 years? For the last 30 years, I've been here for 30 years, boots on the ground, working anti-gangs, working with our kids, to keep them out of trouble, keep them out of gangs, keep them off the street, keep them off of drugs. And I'm also working to bring housing to the northeast part of Houston. In the northeast part of Houston, I brought a housing development. I was instrumental in bringing a housing development for a $60 million housing development to provide 300 units for individuals in that area. I'm also working on an almost $1 million project to clean up the streets because there's a lot of illegal dumping, and we needed to do a lot of debris removal, installing lights in that community because it's unsafe. And anyway, that's what I'm working on right now. Sonia Rivera, running for Houston City Council at large for.
Like I said, all our people who have here are qualified. They're beautiful people.
But I'm the most qualified. Thank you, Ray. Hey, listen, let me just say it's just an honor to be here and to see what you guys are doing. Ray and I was talking when I came in, walking in with it. I saw the shirt. I said, you guys are for real. And then I started looking at all the guys and the ladies coming in. I said, man, this is a well-oiled machine. And then Ray mentioned they about to take it with Lane across the state. I'm telling you, you guys doing some great things. So I just want to give you all a hand and thank you for what you're doing. Thank you so much. Let me also, before I start my remarks, say to that brother, where the one with the Medicare? Man, let me tell you something. I just went through something with my mother for the first time. Yes. Now, a lot of you guys probably have been down this track, but that Medicaid, Medicare stuff, and dealing with open enrollment and knowing which one you can pick your doctor is important. And you don't know it until you're facing it. And then they say they'll let you know you can only deal in this group when you want to go over here. The point I'm making to you is get with that brother about the opportunity if something ever happened to your loved one, like it did my mother, where you can choose your doctors during that open enrollment period. If you don't hear nothing else I say, you need to do that. Trust me, until you're there facing that doctor in that situation with your loved one, and then you have to wait until the open enrollment period. It's sad that they do that. That's why Obamacare was so important, and they took that away. But that's a different story. Let me thank President John, where you at? Okay, he's still working, so thank you so much, John. I just want to make sure I don't leave nobody out. Jesse, thank you, my man. Jesse been knowing me since high school. His sister and I was in Austin High School together, and I'll talk about that in a second. But thank you so much, Jesse, making certain I stay connected even when I wasn't in office, and I appreciate it. And Raymond, again, thank you so much, man. Saw Councilmember Ramirez. It was good to see him. Deanne Damala is a close friend, and I thank her so much as well. There's one special guy I got to give kudos to. I served on Houston City Council, for those who may not know, for 6 years. And there was nothing I wanted in my district. I was a district council member, such as Councilmember Robert Gallegos. There was nothing I wanted in my district that he didn't support. And there was nothing he wanted in his district that I didn't support. Being a city council member is very, very serious. It's a full-time job, and Robert will tell you that, because your needs become our needs. And Robert was one of the few council members, and our office was probably 3 doors away from one another, that took it very, very serious. He was one of the best council members I've served with. So when I decided to run citywide, he was one of the, after talking to my wife, talked to a couple other folk, I called Councilmember Gallegos. He said, Dwight, give me a few minutes, a few days rather, than get back with you. And he said, I'm with you. That was one of the biggest endorsements for me. And I want you to know I appreciate you, Robert. I got to tell you one quick story, then I'm going to get on. So we would say, is it raining outside? Robert would say, only if it's Hispanic rain. You say, hey man, we want to pass this thing, only if Hispanics get a piece of it. Well man, my wife said, is she married to a Hispanic? That's my wife, man. He looked out for his community like nobody. I'm not knocking nobody else, I'm telling you what I know. I was at the table with him. Never seen anything like that. Never. And matter of fact, I just asked him, I said, Robert, can you come out of retirement, we win this race, and come help me down to City Hall? I got to think about that, Dwight.
He enjoying retirement.
Yeah. So just a little bit about myself. Thank you so much again, Robert, for your support. And also I want to recognize Mark Wilford. Mark is the former director of solid waste. So you have any questions while you have not the current performance director, get your questions answered right now, because he has the answer. Almeida Dent, precinct judge, good to see you, man. A little bit about my background. Native Houstonian, you guys. Grew up in Southeast Houston, South Union. My mother raised us before she remarried, 6 boys, alone, and went to Whitby Elementary, Cullen Junior High. It was junior highs back then, and Stephen F. Austin High School. Could have went to Yates, could have went to Madison or Jones. But I wanted to see what diversity was like. I just knew my little cuddy hole in the project. So Austin gave me an opportunity not only to play sports and meet people, but to see a different culture. The only downside to that, playing football, the only Spanish words you learn were what? Curse words. But just in all seriousness, it gave me an opportunity to come back to my community and talk about a culture that we didn't know. And a lot of the people that I grew up with, from childhood to almost adult, didn't know about the African American community. And so we bridged that gap, you guys, and it's been smooth sailing for me from day one. From my 10th grade year all the way up to my adulthood today, of bridging gaps, working with both sides of the aisle, working with people to make a difference in our community. And the values I have are who they are. I don't change for nobody. I'm gonna do what's right for people. Someone asked me the other day, Dwight, why do you do this for seniors? Why do you do this and that? I said, because Pookie and Ray Ray, who I grew up with, just because you elected, you can't forget how they struggle and what they need. That's important to me. When I became a district councilman, Robert, to tell you, I campaigned on 4 issues. I told the residents, I said, let me tell you something, I'm not a politician, I'm a public servant. I said, I'm gonna create a program to help the people in Sunnyside called a TERS, a tax increment reinvestment zone. I said, I'm gonna build grocery stores in my community because we're in a food desert. I said, I'm gonna create a program to help seniors with minor home repairs at no cost to them. And then, again, Pookie and Ray Ray, my brothers, who need a second chance, create a job program. And I went to Mayor Nice Park and I asked her, can you allow HR to change the application from, are you an ex-felon, to allow you to apply? Because if you check yes, chances are you ain't gonna get an interview. If you check no and they find out, they gonna say you lied. So I got that removed. The TERS started off at 140,000, it's up to 8 million. That money stays in the Sunnyside area. And I know a lot of you all know what the TERS is. But what I did was unique. The board members were not donors or friends. They're from the Sunnyside area, the people who know that community. And that's what was important to me. My seniors minor home repair program. When I knocked on the door and asked this lady, I'll never forget, for her vote, the screen door almost fell and the floor almost caved in. And I said, God, you give me this opportunity, I'm gonna do something to help these seniors. And I created a program, private money. We repaired over 607 homes for seniors throughout my council district at no cost. And we're still doing it. During the recent hurricane, when all those trees fell, people called me from around the county, not just in my district. And we repaired those trees. I raised $20,000 and we repaired, I think it was like 27. We removed trees for free. So as an at-large council member, let me tell you why I'm ready to take on this role. First of all, I'm the most experienced candidate. You ain't gonna hear me run around talking about I have all the, I got every endorsement you can think of. Yesterday I was driving the Conroe to get the sheriff deputy lead. Called and said, we know it's 14 members, Dwight, but we with you. You name them other than HPD, because they're waiting to the runoff. There's not one major endorsement I hadn't gotten. But I don't brag on that. Ed Gonzalez, Robert Gallegos, I asked for your endorsement. That's what's important. Jesse to say he was with me, that's what's important to me. Alnita, that's what's important to me. Raymond, I'm just saying, that's what's important to me. That's how we win races. But let me tell you why I'm qualified. I served on the Budget Finance Committee with Gallegos. I served on the Housing Committee with Gallegos. And we understand when hurricanes come through here, when crime is an issue, when infrastructure is an issue, how you work that budget. Now, we don't have a strong mayor, we don't have a city manager, so we have a strong mayor form of government, right? You work with the mayor, but Robin and I have been in the trenches. We don't work for you. We're real clear the difference. We don't work for you, we work with you. But you get a weak council member, they fall in line just to be in the room with the mayor. No, brother, that ain't the way we work. We take care of our constituents. And that's what it's important to have the right person representing you. As an at-large council member, we did a robocall that's going out today and tomorrow. And it's telling the seniors in Denver Harbor, District what, J and H, is that what it is, J and H? H&I, yeah. H&I, that's where it's going, H&I. That if you're a senior citizen and we're elected, I'm gonna need two things. One, I'm gonna need you to help me identify a representative who can help identify the real needs and not wants for people, because it happens all over the city, to serve on my board, because we have to expand it. And be prepared. And if you're a second chance person who changed your life in the construction business, we want you to be a part of our program. Because the life is like this, man. I know you guys are perfect, but I know a whole bunch of imperfect people that need a second chance that change their life. And I don't care what color you are. You gotta have a program to help people. If you talk about reducing crime, recidivism, just because somebody made one mistake, you want to hold it against them for the rest of their life. One of the things I plan to do as an at-large council member is use the bullet pulpit, give me some good lawyers, because with my second chance program, I learned something. If you created a crime, non-violent, even if it's a felon, the state of Texas, I'm gonna get some folk, I'm gonna meet with, every state rep, Democrats and Republicans. And I'm gonna say, when you serve 10 years, clean, made a mistake, you should have an automatic expungement from your record from the state of Texas. Because you can't continue to penalize people for mistakes they made when they were 17. Now let me be clear. I don't have a record. I ain't made no mistakes. I have, but criminal mistakes. I worked at the district attorney's office. It's just what I saw when they put me in that position to see it, to make a difference. Than to get up there and say, hey, that don't relate to me. I don't care. No, it relate to my brothers, my cousins, Pookie and Ray Ray from the neighborhood. You got to get in positions and put people in place that want to make a difference for the community. Last but not least, let me say, because I don't know how much time I have, Ray, but let me be real clear about this. I'm the most qualified candidate. I can hit the ground running. I'm going to hit the ground running. We going to win the election. The numbers are in our favor. I need your help. I did not know I could sign up to be an honorary member. Today I am, but I'm gonna be a full-time member because I want my shirt. And let me be clear, win, lose, or draw, only God knows the outcome. Win, lose, or draw, I'm honored if I'm asked, because I ain't gonna have an ego with this, to be a member of this organization because of what y'all doing in this city. And it's well known what y'all stand for. As a at-large council member, let me be clear. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And I hope I can count on you. Thank you. I forgot that part, y'all. Yes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And this is a question for all the candidates
Yes,
who
sir.
are running for city council. The near north side is not culturally diverse in the postal office. And
In the what off?
the postal
Okay.
service in the near north side, it's not diverse. So my question is to the candidates, how and when do they plan to make that more diverse in that community?
Yeah, but let me go on the same page. Because I tell people all the time, there are branches of government, federal, state, and local. From our perspective, truth be told, I can't answer that on the federal level. I don't really know the answer to that. I'm not gonna lie to you and make up some answer. But from a diversity perspective, from a homeowner's owning property, homeowners and apartments and different things, from the city perspective, we can come in and make certain that diversity is in place. Even with that, if it's federal money coming in, you gotta be careful with that, how you structure that. That's a tough one for me, sir. I'm gonna be honest with you, because that's more federal stuff, and I'm not familiar with how you can do it from the postal perspective.
Mr. Boykin, this
Yes,
is
sir.
not a question just for you, but for all of the candidates that are here.
They don't know the answer, they'll make up something, because that's not a city issue. Yes, sir, Councilman.
First of all, I want to say thank you, council member. As many of you know, I was the only Latino on city council for 6 years. So it was hard to get things done in our communities. But I want to thank council member Boykins, because any vote that came up that impacted or was for our community, I would reach out to council member Boykins, and he was always there to support me. So I want to say thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
I also want to say thank you so much for pointing out, we have a strong mayor form of government. You have people here that run for office, they say they're going to be for our community. Once they get elected, they're afraid to speak up against the mayor. They're afraid to speak up against the mayor. We have an important issue going on right now regarding Polk Street. The city wants to close Polk Street, which is our main entrance in and out of downtown to the east end. We used to have 7 or 8 streets going in and out of downtown. Polk Street is our last two-way street. It's got 2 bus routes. Over 5,000 people use those 2 bus routes a day. It's got a bike lane that people go in and out. It's got nice sidewalks that go in and out. But the city wants to expand the George R. Brown Convention Center. We've been reaching out to council members. They're afraid to go against the mayor. Afraid to go against the mayor. And I know Boykins, if he was on city council, he would go against the mayor and say, no, you can't impact the East End. That's why it's so important that we elect officials that are going to speak up and speak up for our community. So thank you.
Let's give a big hand. Running a short time. Yeah, I need to get my video photographer here to say a few words.
Now went down to less than 5%. So we need to get the votes up again. So tell everybody you can vote early here at Dim Harbor, starting on October 20th. Vote early here and on election day. Thank you.
Thank you, Jazz.
Been here about 3.5 years, and I always heard about the White's, home rehabilitation program. And a couple of weeks ago, he actually invited folks to come out, and it was I think we were right in this meeting.